really awesome. So I will tell you guys this. What Maria is about to show you guys is literally, that was the turning point in my business. I was doing way too much, driving myself crazy. And Maria is like one of my favorite business coaches. She's actually still my business coach. And if all of the changes that you're seeing in the group, you know, like me defining my message, defining my offer, really niching down, this is all thanks to Maria. So I want you guys to really, really take notes, grab a pen, grab a paper, because what she's about to teach you guys, a lot of people pay her a lot of money for. And then what she's going to teach you guys, I'm going to take the second half and we're going to take what she's going to teach you guys. And then I'm actually going to map out the strategy that is going to help you guys sell what she's about to teach you guys. So take it away, Maria Fontana, your favorite business strategist.
Thank you. So I'm going to give Laurel some credit here because I might have the business knowledge, but if it wasn't for her teaching me the online stuff that she's so amazing at, I never would have scaled my business online to 6+ figures in less than a year, guys. So, you know, hand in hand, you need both things. You need business and you need your marketing. But if your foundation sucks, you're not going to be able to market good. So hear me out. So listen, I believe in simplicity, okay? So for those of you who don't know me, a lot of you know me, you see me all the time online. People are always like, oh, you're in my newsfeed all the time, lady. And that strategy works great. Simplicity is key. I've had offline businesses for 33 years, guys, different sectors, different kinds of things. The important thing is keeping it simple. I see a lot of online entrepreneurs like overcomplicating stuff because you guys have unfortunately been inundated with like these online mystical guru people that it's not how real business works. So I want you to just step back a minute, clear your brain of everything you've ever learned about the business side of it, and hear me out. So you should have, again, this is what has worked for me. It works for Laurel. You could take it and tweak it, but really a short step stool, having a really long value ladder is gonna drive you crazy. Because remember, everything you do takes time. Every offer you create takes time. You have to really figure out on a piece of paper, what am I trading my time for dollars here? When you break it all down and you look at what you're doing, you might be even making less money than you ever did at your regular job. So this is an exercise I always do with my clients. I'm like, wait a minute, let's break this down, guys. You're doing this, 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 and how much time is it taking you? And when you finally figure out that, oh my God, this is not why I became self-employed or to be my own boss or be an entrepreneur. I'm not making any money. So simplicity is where it's at. A value ladder, my value step stool. How many of you have a really long value ladder right now? You don't have to answer. I'm sure a lot of you. Most people teach you to do 5, 6 steps. That's how I started in the online space. I had no idea. What I found works really efficiently is 3 tiers. So you could draw this out. If any of you want, I have a template. I'll just send it to you. It's a PDF with the ladder on it. Just make 3 steps, all right? And what's really important is, guys, I want you to start at your highest. So it's not only high ticket, it's premium. It's high level. So I like to call it my high level offer. Where are you coming in with the most expensive? Not the cheap, we're gonna start with the most expensive. So I want you to put in this place your high level offer, whatever that may be. What's gonna happen is you always wanna start high and work back low. And then you're gonna have your mid-level offer, okay? So your high level is gonna be the most time you give people, the most one-on-one service. High level usually means you're giving them the most of your attention and the time they're getting from you personally. That's what high level is. Like my high level is one-on-one consulting, 1-day immersions. That's what I do. You want me? That's the highest level. It's 7,000. You hang out with me all day. We have lunch together. We get shit done. That's high level. Now your high level might be, you know, whatever your service is. If you're in marketing, maybe it's your biggest package where you consult with them or they're done for you, whatever your business is. Mid-level should be, if they don't want to come in at high level, then you're going to have something to bump down to, which is going to be less done for you stuff, less time with you, less one-on-one, less attention. See, it's really your time. The more people get your expertise, the more money they have to spend, correct? Think about that. Then we're gonna have our entry level or our lowest level of time we're giving people. So in the low level, in the mid-level, sometimes there's maybe less calls if you're a coach. It depends if you're a coach, if you're a consultant. Most people in here are coaches and consultants, I believe, or you have a Facebook ad agency or something of that nature. So it's a service, but they need your time. So you're gonna balance that out and make it mid-level for people who want that mid-level service. And then your entry level or your low is gonna be either a DIY or a 1-hour call or something simple, a small course that you're selling where they really get minimal. I'm a fan of doing something that's DIY for your low level, but again, it's gotta match up with your business. By having 50 million offers, so I'll just show you like my rates and how it goes, and then it just can give you food for thought. And remember, guys, don't undervalue and undersell yourself. If you start out undervaluing yourself, Laurel and I talk about this all the time, it sets the tone for you to not be considered an expert. I've seen people who don't give good value, make their prices low. They're amazing at what they do. All of a sudden, someone else will pay someone 3 times more because the other person's prices were higher and they thought they were more of an expert. So be really careful about your quality, how you show up and what you're giving people, and don't undervalue what you're selling. So let's say in my world, this is how it works. I don't know if you guys could see this. All right. So my entry level is $497. That's an online course, okay? My mid-level is $59.97, and then my high level is seven grand. It's simple. I don't have a lot, like you have 3 choices if you want to work with me. Once in a while, then you can throw in every few months. If you decide, you can make a promotion, you can make a special, you can make like a launch, or something different once in a while. But keeping it simple in all businesses will make your life so much easier. Now, I know you're going to say to me, yeah, but Maria, I need a tripwire. I need all this other stuff. Yes, I get that. And that's where Laurel comes in. If you need a tripwire or something small, you should be able to pluck out something out of your low-level offer that's already done. Repurpose all the shit you got, guys. Repurpose your cheat sheets. Slap them on a really good PDF in Canva. Make a Google Drive doc. There's so many ways that you can repurpose the stuff you have. So your tripwire stuff, if that's how you choose to run your business in a funnel or however you're doing it, should come out of stuff you already have done.
Can we make one note about that, Maria?
Yeah.
Guys, if you are not running Facebook ads, do not worry about a tripwire offer. Like what a tripwire offer is, and this is an excellent point. I'm so glad that you brought that up, because in Maria's method, and this is why I love Maria's little step stool method, is because a tripwire offer, guys, the reason that we have those in place is to get our return on ad spend, right? So we've had those in our funnels to recoup our ad costs. If you are doing an organic strategy, don't worry about a tripwire. The tripwire offer is going to come later for whenever you're going to start running your Facebook ads. And I know every guru, like Maria says, will tell you, you need a tripwire, you need the freebie, you need a lot of times. And as you know, what Maria is not talking you into right now is a free opt-in, right? If you're doing this stuff organically, you need to go like what she's saying with the step stool method, because you're going to make more money. You want to make money when you're doing organic, like that's the way that you're going to make money fast. And so taking into account, don't worry about your freebie, don't worry about your tripwire offer. Focus on these 3 methods that are going to make you the most money, because too many people focus on small valued things that it's a lot harder, guys, to sell $1,000 worth of $7 things than it is to sell a $1,000 program. Sorry, Maria, I just wanted to make
I love that. I love that you come in, because it's the truth. Now, guys, again, this is from my experience. And again, I work mostly with coaches, creative, holistic practitioners, healers, spiritual entrepreneurs, mostly service providers who are bringing their business online the way I did. So people want simplicity. I also found in my experience online, again, it's not for everyone, but if you are going after a higher quality, higher asset client who's going to truly honor and respect what you're doing, you don't want to be lowballing yourself. Now, again, I'm not saying if you choose to have other prices, that's cool, but this is just what works for me and what works for credible entrepreneurs. So it's really important. And again, your freebies, all that other stuff, that should be stuff that you can repurpose and pull out of whatever your $497 is or whatever your $97 is, depending on where you're at. Some of my clients are $97, $29.97, and then $59.97 or whatever. So that's the important part of this. Anybody have questions while I'm chit-chatting?
So I'll make one point while they're thinking a question. So guys, all of my high ticket clients, again, not bothering with any freebies. They are literally going straight for the book a call to sell their high ticket programs. So I think so many people again get, wrapped up in I got to do my lead magnet. I got to do my this. And so just keep that in mind, guys. We're trying to make you the most money because Maria and I are both like living proof that like 6 figures is going to come all organically.
Yeah, and the truth is, you guys know the math. To hit your first 6 figures, you need to make, I think it's $8,333. Break that up. If I just sell one mid-level offer here, guys, I'm already like at my thing. When my goal is eventually, now some people I see, to even get rid of these two, and I'm just going to offer 1-day immersions. Within the next year, that's all I'm going to be doing. There's not going to be any other offer. So don't be so afraid if you have an agency or you're a consultant to really own your value. There's nothing wrong with that. Again, I know you're brainwashed from the online space and all this noise and stuff you see. I had to stop listening to everyone. I just listened to Laurel Portier. Because when it comes to marketing, she knows her shit. Now, one other secret, guys, I have not done Facebook ads yet. My friend and I are going to start working on them soon. I haven't done that yet. I've done all of this organically. Consistently showing up and having a short step stool made my life easier. In the beginning, I have clients who come to me, they're doing 50 million things, they can't keep track. They're working 80, 90 hours making no money. You're in business to share your gifts with the world and make money. It's an energetic exchange for a service well rendered. So don't be afraid to own it. And again, it's not cookie cutter. Maybe an organic strategy is not for you. So then you should follow Laurel's paid strategy, because I'm sure she's teaching you guys that, and that kicks ass if that's what fits into your business. You have to do what works for you, not for anyone else. So now, do we have any questions? Everybody's so quiet. Ask me while I'm here.
Maria, you know the Italian market, how they are. Like Laura, know I'm doing the funnels. And last week I was doing with my husband. I just put the prices on it and everything. And I think I kept it a bit low. I think that following your strategy, I put €300 for a done with you. It's too low.
What do you do, sweetie? I don't know what you do.
And
you create sales funnels?
Yeah, exactly. And I have a done with you and a done for you. And I was talking with my husband, and I think I really low down my prices. I had done a done with you, €300, and a done for you, 550. It's too low.
Okay, here's another question. Who's your client, though? Is it executives? Is it established entrepreneurs?
Restaurants and beauty centers.
Okay, so so what I would say is this: I would niche down, and this is a class for another day, because niching and messaging is my expertise. I think you have to laser focus even more. Being Italian myself and knowing the Italian market, it's a totally different animal than the American market. But
yeah,
I think this is even more important for you to niche down, because you want to make sure you're hitting established centro benessere, which are wellness centers, or established restaurants, because those are the people, because I know plenty of them, plenty of resorts, and they have the money to invest. So be careful. You're lowballing yourself, but generic.
Yeah, I know. Because I was thinking the Italian, because I wanted to do it either for Italian, either for the Americans. But as soon as my husband speaks Italian, so he wants me to help him as well, because he liked the idea that L'Oreal gave us of building and said, okay, let's do American and Italian. And I said, okay, probably the Italian doesn't have money. So I said, €300 for the Centro Benessere, done for you, done with you, and done for you, 500. But like you said to me, they have money to
right.
spend.
So that's what I'm saying. I think you have to niche down and know exactly what type of wellness center and beauty spa are you targeting, what type of restaurant. And honestly, I would just focus on one. I don't know if I would do I would just pick one and really focus on that.
Beauty.
Maybe, yeah, focus on beauty, and that's a great industry, which I know a lot about. And in Italy, especially northern Italy where you live, people spend a shitload of money on taking care of themselves. And there's a lot of people with money. So I think your answer is, I want you to really step back this week and laser focus on niching down even more. It's not about making your prices lower. It's about going to the people who are going to be happy to pay you for your service.
Can I jump in for a second? It's also like, if you listen, Yvonne, you already said it. You're like, well, I'm not sure if they've got the money. Well, then that's not your target, right? Like it, and when Maria talks about niching down, and Laurel helped me with this, and I'm not going to lie, it took me 18 months to really get my niche. And when you get your niche, it's amazing how the world opens up. Like, I niched down so far, and it really took me 18 months. But Maria will tell you, and I don't know if Laurel's seen my stuff, but like, once you get there, the mindset, and this is what Maria helped me with, the mindset changes very, very quickly. Yeah. So when you already said twice, they don't really have the money, so I booked it at the €300. That's not your market.
Okay.
You stop worrying about, listen, here's, I learned this as a trainer years ago working in Extreme Fitness. When people want something, they have the money and they will find it. And if they know from what you're saying in your niche, what it is you're giving them, like Laurel talks about this all the time, if you're clear in your message, they know what they're going to get. They're going to give you the money for that.
Okay. Because when I was doing it, I was also calculating how long it was taking it to me to do it. I said, okay, what can an Italian person pay me hour per hour from the start, from the beginning? And I had calculated also with he was calculating. I said, okay, with a done with you, we were simulating together. I said, okay, we can do this. And then with a done for you, another thing. That's why it came out for the price in this way, because I put also the time in it to explain it. We was joking around just to see how it was working. And so
if you have to take time to explain it, you don't have your niche down far enough.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, so you need to be able to do it in 2 to 3 sentences. And also, Maria, I hope that you do this, like, because Yvonne brought up a good point. Can you show them how to do the math on how to calculate? And Dustin actually asked this in the group. How do we know if we are pricing our services to where it's worth our time and that we're not, lowballing ourselves? Because that math that you made me do that one morning was so eye-opening and like a game changer for me.
So it's simple, guys.
Can I say something too? I'm sorry. Can I say something?
Sure.
Okay, I just wanted to say too, one of my coaches one time said, stop telling yourself stories about what they're thinking. Like, you have to stop making up stories that's in your customer's mind. Frankly, I would charge more for doing with you because people are stupid and needy. And like, when you're telling them how to do it, they never get it. And you're like, oh my God, it's like the little memes about helping your grandmother with her computer. But with your client, you're like, I want to reach through your computer and do it for you because you're making this so difficult. Because you're teaching them to fish, basically. So you're like, look, I'm going to give you this many hours. I'm going to teach you how to do it. And they're going to come back and they're going to ask you, is this right? Is this wrong? What happened here? And you're going to spend a lot more time than if you just do it yourself and you're like, here it is, bye.
And this is why Laurel drinks.
Right. And that's great if you're doing a done for you service. So that works great, you know, in that type of business if it's something done for you. But that's where the caveat is if you have high level services. So I'm going to answer Dustin. What would I see he put something in the chat. He's got an entry level, a mid level, and now he wants he can make a high level. So if you're working with local people, it could be a 1-day immersion. You know, or it could be, you know, a done where you go in and work with them. If you're working with local chiropractors, one of my clients is a chiropractor. I helped her. She brought her business online, but what she wanted, because she's a high asset client, she wanted me to come and spend a few hours with her. She was not interested in like, let me sign you up for a 6-month course. She had no time. So I hope that helps. So maybe think about how you could offer a high level, because chiropractors are physicians. They have money. They have, especially if they have practices, they want to grow their practice. They want to invest in their business. I think you have a great niche. And I think maybe you're high level. You could entertain an immersion day or a 2-day workshop where you show up like 3 hours one day, 3 hours another, and maybe train his staff or whatever it is that he may need from you, and make that price reflect, you know, your value.
So your high level, Dustin, would be, let's take what Maria is saying, because so Dustin has an agency like myself, and so he handles chiropractors. So he's got his $497, his $997. Dustin, in your case, I would do exactly how Maria says. I would make it an in-person type immersion. There's a lot of places like that you can charge like $5,000 for like let's just say like 1 month, $5,000. But that includes you flying out to wherever they are, helping them shoot their content, helping them do that. I do offer that to a lot of my clients. I will fly out there. But of course, again, and Maria's about to do some math to where you guys can actually figure out the good price to where you know you're not cheating yourself and you're not cheating your client. But that would be your largest package, Dustin, would be where you physically go in for 1 day and actually do the ads there, help them shoot their content, and literally put together a plan with you physically being there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, good idea. Thank you.
Absolutely. Especially a lot of Dallas chiropractors too will pay that money for you to go and shoot their stuff.
I got news for you. My best friend's a chiropractor. She would pay probably double that because she keeps bugging me to help her with her. I'm like, I'm not a Facebook ads person. She goes, yeah, but you're doing. I go, yeah, I have someone. You want someone? I'll recommend you. I will actually give her your number if you're interested.
Awesome.
Even in Toronto, when Laurel said 5,000, I'm in Toronto and I'm thinking, yeah, that should be like closer to 10.
Yeah, you know,
Dallas and Toronto are not that far apart. It's like 3 hours.
This is why I have a business coach, because guys, I'm guilty of it. I underprice my stuff all the freaking time.
And guys, I want you to remember something really important. You may not start out here. If you're new, I know maybe some of you in this group are new. Don't feel less than because we're talking high money. It is a process, and especially if you're coming from a 9-to-5 or a corporate world and you're just stepping into entrepreneurship, it is an evolution. So you need guidance, you need support, you have to be nice to yourself. It doesn't happen overnight. All right, so let's remember that. And so I was going to show you the math. It's really simple. You guys could just write this down. I'll make up. Someone give me one of your offers.
$495.
All right, and
my
so
online.
Here we go. $495. What do you do for $495, Penny?
$495 is their do-it-themselves mini course, Pathway to Wellness on Thinkific.
Okay, so guess what? You already invested the time to make it, right?
Yep.
That's a no-brainer. Okay, so that is a great, because you already invested the time to make it. If I was thinking of pricing it, I would think back, well, how much time did it take me to make it? What's the value that someone's willing to pay for this? So let's do something else like.
I did about 15 hours to put it all together in total.
Okay, so, but this is going to be recurring income. So this is a great price point for an online course. I want to talk about more, something that you have to show up for. What's a good example, Laurel? Let's think of a good
So I have a brand new program. It is $29.97, and it includes one mastermind Monday call and a strategy club call on Thursdays. And it includes my course. And so it's for an entire year.
Wait, it's 29,997.
No.
Right?
2,997. It's a year-long program. They get access to both my Client Accelerator and my Facebook Ads Accelerator courses, and 2 classes a week, group coaching, which is an hour on Monday and an hour on Thursday.
Do you see how Maria just took your price way high?
Yeah.
So because so it's not that I take the price way high, guys. I want you to realize something. It's the same thing in every kind of business. So what I would say to Laurel on a call, I'd be like, all right, that sounds really good, Laurel. Now let's talk about how many hours are those 2 masterminds. She's going to say, that's 2 hours of my time. And I'd say, what is your time worth? So 2 hours. Then you said 1 call on Thursday, 2. No, just 2 hours a week. Or is it 3 hours?
Yeah, so 1 hour on Monday and 1 hour on Thursday.
Okay, so we got 2 hours a week, and then they get access to the whole online course. How much is the course if I had to pay for it outright?
It's $997 just for do it yourself.
Okay, so now I would look at her and say, okay, $997 covers the course price. So I cross that out, right? Because that's residual. Once your course is made, I think of a course as it's residual income. It should just be where you keep making money from it, right? And you should be able to pluck freebies and create little courses out of it. Once you have your shit done, besides like adding new stuff to it, you should really be repurposing everything in there. Then I would say to her, okay, that leaves $2,000 left. So we took out $997. She's got $2,000 left. For 2 hours of work, is that worth her course for her as a boss?
Right.
Yeah. Well, it's 2 hours. Yeah, it's 2 hours. Yeah.
Is that worth it?
Yeah. Well, that's for an entire year though. So I guess you would have to divide.
Right.
But there's multiple people in there.
Okay, so that's the next step. So then we're going to say that's what you're making, but then how many people, once you divide that, are paying you that? That's where you figure out if it's worth it for you. So let's just say she's making $1,000 an hour, okay? So she's making $2,000 a month on this. How many people are you allowing into your course?
There's an unlimited amount of people that can come in because, well, I can have 99 people on a Zoom call, so.
All right, so how many, give me a number. How many do you have now?
Right now I have, paying that price, I have 18 or 19.
So $2,000 times 18. Who's got a calculator? Because I don't like doing this. What's 18 times 2?
36.
36,000.
All right. So that's what Laurel Portier can make a month just by having that course and working 2 hours a month. Does that make sense?
Right.
Or did I lose you guys? Yeah?
I guess mine's a little difficult because it's a year long.
But
do they pay it out over the whole year, Laurel, or do they pay it one lump sum?
It's one lump sum. They either pay the $497 a month or they pay the $3,000 up front.
So do they get those 2 hour calls every month or just once?
Every single month.
Oh,
Right.
okay. So it's
when you break
divided by 12.
down, it's still only 2 hours a month she's working. So if they do the payment plan and it's $497 and she divides that, it still comes down to what is it worth an hour to you? Does that make sense? And then it's one of her mid-tier offers. It's not her high level. So that's on residual because she's showing up anyway. For 1 or 20 or 80 people, she's still showing up for her thing.
So are we then looking at like our mid-level is, I know this is a really bad analogy, like the fluff in our cake, right? Like, so that's the cake, like your mid-tier, that's like where you're looking to have kind of 60% of your people are coming in here, and then you've got 30% high level, and then the rest are just do-it-yourselfers, and that way you can pull them up into the high tier?
It's a personal choice. Some people will never go into the high tier unless you're super niched and super laser focused, which I personally think you should be, because again, it all depends how you want to own your business. Do you want to just be in business, or do you want to have goals and make 6+ figures? See, it all depends how you look at it. If you look at it that I want to make this amount of money and I need to have these goals, then you have to break down what you're doing every month.
Right.
So, you know, yes, your mid-tier could be your bread and butter if that's what you want it to be. But again, it depends on your numbers. Like for me, $59.97 is my mid-level. If I sell 2 of those a month, it's 12 grand. That's all right.
Right.
Does that make sense? Yeah. Anything else under that is gravy out of my course. Anything over this is going to make, of course, I want to aim, honestly, for my one-day immersions, because here for $59.97, this is where you got to look at it. I got to work 90 days with these people. Not that that's a bad thing, but it's 2 calls a month. So 2, 4, 6, 6 calls, 6 hours. They get access to my online course, but that's 6 hours. So here for 6 hours, I'm making $1,000 an hour, which is really, I won't go any lower than that. Does that make sense to you guys? Yeah. So, but you have to gauge it where it works for you. That's why I say to you, the shorter your ladder, the easier it's going to be for you to decide. And even if you're in business 6 months, Laurel could tell you, how many times I evolved, she evolved. You go and you're like, you know what? This was good, but I'm going to fine tune it even more because this didn't work, and this did work. But guys, keep it simple. I can't stress enough to keep it simple. And what you think you're worth is what you're going to attract people to pay you. If you know your shit and you're in business and you know what you're doing, then you need to own it. Don't undersell yourself for anyone. Do you guys have any questions?
No, but I gotta go because I have to go see a client. This is going to be in the back office, Laurel?
Yep.
Okay, because I need.
Yep, I'm going to put it under my masterclasses folder.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Bye, guys.
Bye, Pen. So anybody else have questions before I give Laurel the thing? Because I'll talk the whole damn hour.
And you can.
Yvonne, did I answer your question? So you get it. It's not about Italians, Germans, Greeks. It's just about knowing your client. The niche, it's the same in the whole world. Because I have clients all over the world.
Oh, okay.
Oh, thank you, Caroline. Do you have any questions before anybody goes or anybody leaves where Laurel takes on? No? Come on, you got me now. Let's go. I make $2,000 an hour normally. Come on, you don't want to know anything? Before I give Laurel the floor to teach you guys how to really take this, I can't stress enough. If you're not sure what your niche is, if you're not getting conversions, if you're not getting leads, if you're not sure and clear and your messaging, please reach out to me. Laurel and I are having a live event in October at the Jersey Shore, New Jersey. We are welcoming and inviting every single one of you. If you can make it to come, it's going to be a kick-ass day, and it's an immersion day, and it's dirt cheap. It's $19.97 to hang out with the both of us for an entire day of training, niching, messaging, fine-tuning your packages. Laurel's going to create your ads, put everything together in her, so you'll be walking out of there ready to rock and roll. And this is a beta test, so I'm sure it'll never be this price again. So I want to make sure if you guys think this is something you'd like to come to, just reach out to one of us so we can get you on the list because spots are selling out fast. Any questions before I head out?
Maria, I have a question. It's Amanda.
Hey, Amanda, what's up?
Hi,
I don't see anybody. I see Laurel. I don't know. All right, go ahead. I see all black over here. I don't see anything.
I'll
I
take
just have a quick question in regards to, like, I've done the value ladder with Laurel and yourself and stuff. What if, say, for example, you don't have multiple offers and you want to focus on having one, like you guys both know that my vision would be to have like a membership program. Right. I guess if someone wanted to work with me individually after that or outside of it, kind of Laurel, the way you have your $197, monthly coaching group, or you have your, special price if you want to jump on a strategy call for an hour. How would you kind of like jump into that versus targeting people to go through a value ladder instead of actually focusing on one but hitting multiple people at the same time?
Absolutely. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm
you want to
sorry,
take
Laurel.
it, Maria?
I'll give you my suggestion, and I'm sure then Laurel can kind of. So I know Amanda. She's worked with me also. She works with Laurel. Her dream is to have a membership where she's teaching. It's going to be like a very targeted online course where she's teaching small businesses and entrepreneurs, mostly small businesses, retail shops, boutique owners who maybe don't have a budget to hire a done for you, because she doesn't want to do done for you. Correct me if I'm wrong on anything, Amanda.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. So in this case, this goes back to what I said before. Every single business is different. And really, unless we try different strategies, we don't know if things are going to work out the way we want. So here's your membership, which is going to be your heart and your core.
Mm-hmm.
What I would do is, again, this is just my suggestion. My high level would be to add one-on-one, not done for you because that's what you want to do, but one-on-one consulting where you actually go in and consult with them. So I would add, an option where you can go in for 2 hours on a Saturday or a Sunday or a Monday, high-level consulting to actually help them implement what they've learned in your course. Because not everyone, and a lot of business owners, they're just not going to get it. So they're going to pay for you to consult with them. You're not doing the ads or the marketing for them, but you're going to consult with them. Your lower level could be maybe just take a small piece of this course, something very basic, a few little modules that are like core to people that they don't know. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of business owners don't know how to optimize their Facebook page. Just silly stuff like, something really easy, and make that your lower level. That'll drive them to the membership. And there you have 3 things. I mean, Laurel, do you agree, or do you got another idea? Because you have good ideas all the time.
I 100% agree with what you're doing. The one thing that I would do, Amanda, is I would use your monthly membership price as your low level and offer that membership and have them pay in full for a higher ticket item, as a higher ticket price, right? So let's say your monthly membership is $27, mm-hmm. right? So I would have that as your low ticket, is your $27 a month, but put together a higher level package, like let's see, 30 times 12. I'm awful in my head right now, but offer it as, like, instead of them paying $27 a month, pay like $300 for the entire year. Have them pay for the year up front. Make it a little bit lower, but then you're getting.
Oh, I see. Like give them like 10 months and for the price, like 12 months for the price of 10 or something to get them.
Yeah, exactly. You want them to commit, right? Because monthly memberships, they fall off after 3 to 4 months.
Yeah, and I've noticed like what a lot of some people are doing as well is they're not even accepting people on a monthly basis. You have to sign up for 3 months at a time is like the minimum they take. So you can do 3 months, 9 months, or the 12 month, and obviously there'll be different price packaging on that.
Yeah, it's definitely, I found that too. So a lot of people, Laurel's, or a lot of people do fall off the wagon with monthly. So you might be better off. You can offer them the monthly membership, but here is an incentive paid in full price.
Right.
That way you don't lose them. And just make sure that your refund policy and your disclaimers are very clear at the bottom of this.
Yeah.
Yep. I mean, that's exactly why I charge $4.97 for my monthly. Mm-hmm. When people literally could work with me for a year for $29.97, but I already know I've worked that into, because people are going to work with me hardcore for like 2 months and then they're going to fall off. And so I want to recoup. There are going to be some rock stars that are going to work the entire year and they're going to show up for the 2 calls. But that's why it's like, if you aren't willing to make the $3,000 commitment, then you're going to have to make a much bigger monthly commitment.
Right. So you still have, although you don't, say for example, promote it as much as the others, it's still the option there that if you're not willing to jump in for the $297 for the year, you're hit with the $497 a month, kind of.
Exactly. And the one thing that you guys have to think about too, I'm selling this on a call. And this is one of the things, like if you have a high ticket item, you have to be able to sell this stuff on a call. And the reason that I have these low, and the reason that you guys don't hear me promote these things is because I don't promote them for a reason. I don't want but it's a downsell for whenever I get someone on the call and they can't afford the $3,000 program, I offer them then the $497 a month.
Right.
So
that's kind of like what we talked about.
You can, like right here, like this is like my step ladder right here that I'm about to like go over like how to promote this stuff. My step ladder, $7, right? Most of you guys are in the $7 group, or they're gonna work with me for a year for $29.97, or they're gonna have me do their ads for $9.97 a month.
Okay.
That's $12,000 a year.
So
That's my step ladder. This is the only way that like people can work with me now.
So you've eliminated all the other ones that you used to have.
Yeah, that 197 program that you talked about, non-existent anymore.
Right. Okay.
So you see, guys, the shorter and the clearer it is, the easier it's going to be for you to weed out people that are not your ideal client, because a lot of them do slip through the cracks, even though we may, fine tune our niche. But I can't stress enough to make sure, honestly, Laurel, about every 6 months, her and I, we revisit, maybe even 4 months, we revisit our business and we do this. I do it, she does it. You have to look at your niche, look at your market, look at your numbers, and you got to do the math, guys. You can't be an entrepreneur if you're not doing the math. If you hate math, get a calculator, get a whiteboard, get a piece of paper, revisit and make sure your niche is on target to where you want your goals to be. And don't be afraid to shift. Don't be afraid to zig when everybody else is zagging, because that's what's going to set you apart to really make a living, a real, sustainable, successful business online. So I hope this was helpful. I'm looking forward to some of you guys showing up in Jersey, October. I want you guys to join Laurel and I. I'm going to give the floor to her now because I have a conference call. They keep ringing over here. They're annoying. They're calling me early. I love all of you. I hope it was helpful. Any last questions before I skedaddle?
Thank you so much, Maria.
It was my pleasure. I hope to see all of you in October.
Yep.
Love you. I'll see you, Laurel.
Grazie.
Prego.
Let's see. Okay. So I'll make one last point. So whenever Maria and I get together, because it's super important, I always tell you guys, everyone, no matter what level you are, you have to have someone who is an absolute expert. I am not an absolute expert at building a business. As a matter of fact, I'm a shitty person at building a business. I've been marketing for 16 years. That's my specialty. I know nothing about building a business. Maria is that's why she was my student who became my coach personally. And I will say this, the reason that my $97 coaching calls or my $197 coaching calls don't exist is because Maria made me do the math. $197 an hour, that's how much people were paying me, $97 an hour. It's not worth it for me to do that anymore, because I've worked my way up to where $97 an hour, it doesn't pay me to get on the phone. My calendar was getting blocked off by $97 and $197 calls. Whenever I can make reach calls with my higher ticket people, right? They're paying me $5,000, $10,000 to work with me. There was no space on my calendar, so I had to free them up to make more money. And so that's one of the things that I want you guys to leave here today with what Maria taught us, is that you have to absolutely know the math. Is it worth me putting in the work to do this, right? So this is one of the things that I had to learn, as I was saying, this is my little step ladder. My $7, my $29.97, which is $3K, and then my $9.97 a month. I had to decide whether the $7 group, a lot of gurus told me the $7 group that you guys are in was not going to work. It wasn't going to be worth my time. But guess what? This $7 group has been filling my programs like this nonstop. Most of my clients come either from 1 referrals or 2, they come from the $7 group. But Amanda, for example, who wants to do a membership group, this is the thing that you're going to have to understand whenever you first start this is it worth the price? Am I getting people into a higher priced thing? Because most people have membership sites to move people up. Is your however much you're going to charge a month, is that going to be able to be sustainable income and is going to make you enough money in your business? And so that's one of the things that we talk about as far as doing the math. Okay. So how do we promote this, right? Maria just did an excellent lesson on her step stool method. And so if I want to make $10,000 every single month, right? Because what we want to create in our business, we want it to be predictable and we want it to be sustainable. We want to every single month be able to say, you know what, I want to make 10,000 this month, and the next month I want to make 11,000 and then 12,000. We want to be able to grow that, or we want to be able to sustain it. But we want to make it predictable. Okay? So this is how you do that. So I know that if I want to make $10,000 a month, we just have to simply do the math, right? So if there's so many different ways that I can do this. So $9.97 a month. Now remember, this is why I love my freaking agency. I can only take 10 clients at one time, but that's 10 clients at $9.97 a month. That's 10,000. I'm guaranteed once I fill these spots, right? Because it's monthly, it's recurring. That's why I would like say every single one of you guys needs to have something recurring. I've got 2 recurring, right? I've got the $7 a month, right? You know what that $7 a month pays because I've got over 200 members in this group? My health insurance, right? Seriously, that's what my wife and I always joke about. The $7 member group pays for my wife and I's health insurance every single month. It doesn't sound like a lot of money, but it's a little bit over $1,000 a month, right? And then the $9.97 a month, I get 10 people, which I actually gave a client to one of my students. So that's another bonus of actually, being in one of my programs is I'm going to start to give my clients to those of you guys who have agencies. And so I know that if I'm going to get 10 of these clients, I'm going to make 10,000 recurring. Okay. So let's say we're starting from scratch. We have a $7 membership, a $29.97 and a $9.97 a month. Guess where I'm starting? I'm probably going to start here, but I can get 10 people, right? 10 people will make 10,000. I can get 3 of these, which will give me 9K plus 1 of here, right? I get 9K if I get 3 people in, and then 1K, that's 10,000. So I know that, okay, I can either get 10 people here. That's not going to happen in a month, though. I already know, and you have to be very realistic whenever you're doing your math. And so if I was absolutely starting from scratch and I had to decide this, I would probably say that I would probably try to get 2 people in a month, right? So that's going to make my 2K. And then I would probably try to get more of my income here, because this is my mid-level. It's going to be easier to get into my coaching. But again, we just have to know how to do the math. If we get 3 of those people, if we just get 3 for the month, that's going to be 9K. So that's going to put me at 11K. Okay. So that's the first step. We have to know our numbers. What are we going to do as far as selling our programs? Okay. So now I know that I have to sell 2 of my $9.97 a month. What is my $9.97 a month? That's my done for you agency, right? And I have to sell 3 of these coaching programs. And so now what I have to do is, okay, in order to make my 10K, I know that I have to sell 2 of these $9.97 a month, right? Everyone remember my 15 pieces of content, how to plan 15 pieces of content in less than 5 minutes, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm creating a 15 pieces of content for the $7. I'm creating a 15 pieces of content exercise for this $29.97. And I'm also creating a 15 pieces of content exercise for this $9.97, right? Now, what you have to understand about your offers, you have to know where your audience is and why you're offering each part of these offers, okay? In order to get people into my year-long program, so basically my year-long program is geared towards coaches and agency owners and consultants who want to book calls in order to increase their clientele. I can promise them that they're going to learn every single month how to get on 30 to 40 client calls every single month. So what do they have to know before coming into my program? So let's take this one. I know that I've got to get 3. This is where I'm going to shift most of my focus this month, because I know that if I get 3, I can make 9K like that. All I have to do is get 3 people, right? Why am I not focused on the $7? Because it's going to take me a lot longer to get people into the $7 offer than it is going to be to get 3 people, right? To make $9,000, I'm going to have to sell a shit ton of $7 group. I don't even worry about my $7 group most of the time. My $7 group is usually lagniappe. It's just people that aren't going to pay for my higher ticket programs. And so I want to focus on my higher ticket and then downsell them to this. If they don't buy this, then I can get them into my $7 group, right? If I hop on a phone call, I'm either going to sell someone my $9.97 a month, or I'm going to sell them my $29.97 a month. If they both can't afford it, I'm like, okay, well, cool. I'll put them in my $7 group. Everyone who gets on the phone with me buys something. I don't leave phone calls without selling someone something. And that's why it's important to have that step stool in place. So we know that we have to get 3 people here. Now, in my coaching program, and this is the importance of knowing who your ideal audience is and the specific messaging and the specific problems that they're dealing with. So this program right here is teaching people how to hop on phone calls, okay? So if I'm going to teach people an overall strategy on how to book more calls, I have to know, this is going to look familiar for you guys who have taken my course before. We're going to do the 15 pieces of content exercise for this, right? So we're taking them from not having any booked calls to how are we going to start getting them booked calls, right? We have to know the pathway that we're going to get from point A to point B, right? Before I want them in this program, where do I need to take them from, right? One, they have to know the importance of Facebook ads, right? Facebook ad, they have to know that Facebook ads are the way to go, right? They also, let's see, if we're trying to, then they have to know the technical parts of Facebook ads, right? I don't want to teach that in the group program. The technical parts of Facebook, I want to make sure that I'm getting this clear before they even get into this program. So that's how you have to think of your 15 pieces of content exercise. You're getting ready. You're giving them content that is going to get them ready for whatever you're trying to sell. And then once they have the technical part of Facebook ads down, then I'm going to start talking strategy. I'm going to tell them the what. I'm not going to tell them the how. The how is what they're going to pay me for, right? I'm sitting here on Facebook Live every single day teaching strategies that are going to get people into my programs, right? I'm teaching you guys the what, but all of you guys know that you guys all had to pay, whether it was $7 or $4.97, whatever you paid for my program, for me to personally take you by the hand and show you the how, the behind the scenes stuff. And so this is what is going to sell your programs, guys. This is what you need to understand, is you have to know how to put together the content that is going to warm people up, right? Think about it this way. We have a very basic sales funnel, right? So let's just pretend, you have your opt-in or your low ticket. Let's just say free or $7, right? Let's look at it this way. And then you have your book a call or high ticket, because let's face it, it takes a lot of selling to get people on the phone these days. It's really hard. So you have to look at putting together content, right? You're putting content together here, right? This is power content. You guys know that if you've been following me a long time, what power content is. If not, go in the back office and start learning about power content. But we create content to pull people through the funnel. That is the whole purpose of content, is to pull people through the funnel, right? If you're doing your power content, right? Nothing but value videos. You're not asking for a name. You're not asking for anything in return. You're warming them up to send them to an opt-in or a low ticket offer, right? Then what are we doing? When people land on this free offer or this low ticket offer, they're going to do one of two things. They're either going to opt in or buy your low ticket offer, or they're not going to buy or opt in, right? Good, they opt in, boom, they're going to this next step. But what about the people that didn't get past here? We have to put more content out, right? So that's the importance of doing that 15 pieces of content exercise. So you do it at your top of your funnel and you're bringing people through the end. And so whether you're doing this a paid strategy or an organic strategy, you have to know where your people are right now in this moment of time that they're seeing that content, and where are you trying to take them, and what content is going to warm them up for whatever it is that you're going to sell to them. Does anyone have any questions? I'll be more than willing to help you guys put this together right here. I've got some time that I can spend with you guys, because I really want to make sure that you guys really take in what Maria just taught you guys and how to actually create the content that is going to pull people through your funnel. Remember, most people think of a funnel as a clickety-click funnels, right? That's what when we hear funnel, that's what we think of. But you have to remember, even if you're doing an organic strategy, your funnel, my very first funnel, was literally a Facebook Live to a Google Doc to the telephone to a PayPal link. That was it. There was nothing that I paid for. I made my first 6 figures with that funnel alone right there. And so before
Laurel, I have a question.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Nina.
Hey, so you said you're focused in your $29.97. You do the 15 pieces, right?
Yep.
And you talk about strategy and you tell them what to do, but not how. So, okay, so I'm terrible at that because I like to tell people like every little step and like I want them to accomplish something, right? And I can't stand there's actually a group I think you and I belong to, and the person who runs it, I won't even do any of his trainings anymore because all he does is blather on and you can't ever like accomplish anything from listening to him, you know? And so I'm like, oh my God, he's really good at that, but holy cannoli, how does he keep getting people to pay him $100 by telling him nothing, you know?
Yeah.
And Seth Godin, people even say that about Seth Godin. They're like, his books don't tell you how to do anything. He wants you to figure that out yourself. So how do you learn how to not tell people how to do things?
Okay, I'll give you a really good example. I love this question because I actually get kind of hateful emails sometimes from gurus because I literally give people in my Facebook Lives what people, I mean, you guys know this. I'm all about like giving you guys strategy, but how many of you guys have paid me in one of my higher ticket programs because you needed that extra help, right? I'll give you an example, Nina, because you and I do a very similar thing. So like take for instance, like a power content strategy, right? A lot of people would consider this is me teaching you guys the how, but it's really the what, right? So before I put any type of offers like with utilizing Facebook ads, I always tell people to do power content. You're going to do one, power content helps you test your audiences, and it also helps you warm up a cold audience, right? So you see how I'm doing this. So this is power content. And then what you're going to do is you're going to make a custom audience of people who watch 25%, and then you're going to send those people to video number 2. You're going to make a custom audience of people who watch that video for 25% or more of the time, and then you're going to send those people to video number 3. Am I telling Nina the what right now, or am I telling Nina the how?
What?
The how. The how.
What? I think you're telling me what I have to do, right?
You're not telling her how to do it.
Oh yeah.
But doesn't it make you feel like I'm not cheating you out on any type of information right here?
Yeah.
That's what we have to all get really, really good at.
Yeah, that's what I have.
So many people, like you said, I do watch a lot of gurus, and I'm like, I didn't really learn much of anything right here. And that's where I really work hard to make sure that every single time I go live, I'm giving you guys literally something that you guys can take away. Like anyone who's very technical at Facebook ads can literally just watch every single one of my videos and figure out what I'm doing. But that would take a lot of time, right? Remember, Nina, people aren't going to pay you for your information. They're going to pay you for your time, to your roadmap, your shortcuts, right? Like even people who know Facebook ads backwards and forwards, they don't pay me to learn Facebook ads. They pay me for my roadmap, right? I know how to do all of this because I've already done it before. I've spent lots of time learning this. And so what you guys pay me for is not this, like necessarily, like the information. You guys pay me for my roadmap, my assistance to help you guys choose the right objective, to choose the right videos, to choose the right everything. And so that's what something that all of us, like I said, everyone that's sitting here needs to get really good at showing the what to where people don't feel like they're not getting value out of it. Does that help a little bit?
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to keep practicing. You know,
because you're doing writing for people, right?
Well, yeah, excuse me. I mean, I do like social media management, so I'll do posts for them and building up their audience. And then I do a variety. And then I do like videos. I mean, my really good thing is like business strategy, right? So I have a client, he hired me like a month and a half ago, and I was like, look, if you stay with me, you're going to blow up. And he has over 500 videos, okay? But he had like 8 people watching him. Today, he just emailed me, they're getting questions every minute because I'm like, I'll come up with the topics that are going to get people into you. You know what I mean? And so that's what I did. And this week, I mean, anyway, but that's what I'm really good at, and that's what I like to do more, is to strategize with people and tell them how to connect to people, because most of the people I work with are attorneys and they don't connect with people.
So do more strategy. Strategy is really awesome because you can literally show people how to do it and they're still going to need your help. Like I have had so many people in my Facebook ads course, like even like in my live, like I did a live version of my 45 day. I had people actually pay me extra money, even though I was teaching them how to do it live, because they physically wanted me to help them pull the triggers on those buttons. And that's what people are going to pay you for, Nina, is you literally helping them pull the trigger on those buttons. Even though they understand, like I do like classes on how to write the headline, promise of value, call to action, like lesson. I do that a lot, but still people pay me extra. So I'll sit with them and actually write it with them. So don't be afraid, guys. We're experts in our own rights, like in every single thing that we do, but we don't realize how much of an expert we are until we sit down with someone who is totally lost for something that comes so easy.
Laurel, I have a quick question.
Absolutely.
For your done for you service on your $9.97 a month, just on average, do you kind of work out in your head how many hours you're going to spend per month on each one? Because obviously if you have 10, you're bringing in 10K, but obviously how much time, again, you have to see that it's worth doing it for the $9.97. And absolutely. In that $9.97, do you have ad spend in that, or that's just you? So the way that I do my $9.97, I started out at $4.97. Yeah, I remember the $4.97. That's where I cut my teeth in knowing how long something's going to take me. Right. And it all goes back to niching down. And I really can't say this enough, like what Maria said today. The reason that I can do $9.97 is because I do one thing and I do one thing really well. That's why I gave one of my clients today, because I didn't want it. It doesn't fit my niche. It doesn't fit my plan. I niched down. Now I only do this service for high ticket coaches who want to book 30 to 40 calls a month. Okay. The reason that I can take on 10 people at this is because I have a strategy doc that literally outlines my strategy. Every time I get a new client, it's plug and play. Right. Right. So that's the power. That's the power automatic. It is rinse and repeat. Right. And they give you the ad spend. They're paying the $9.97 for you. They're paying the $9.97 for me. Okay. And that's just for up to a $5,000 ad spend. Okay. If they're spending more, their price goes up, because the higher the ad spend, the more work I have to do to babysit that account. Right. So just like in regards to testing and reallocating and retargeting. That's the beauty of it. I don't have to test anymore. Okay. I already know. Since I have niched down so much, like Dustin is specialized in chiropractors. He probably hardly has to test anything anymore because he knows exactly what works. Yeah. Exactly. Like I know what type of content's going to work. I know what kind of messaging's going to work. I know, like I have it down to a freaking science. And that's why with my program, this $297 program right here is literally me teaching and using the materials that I do for my clients. Do you see how I just literally rinse and repeat, whether I'm helping someone do it or I'm doing it for them. And your $2,997, is that the same niche target as what your $997 is too? Exactly. And so basically the $29.97, they're either one of two people. My $29.97
are agency owners who want to copy my agency model, or they're high ticket coaches who want to learn my strategy. But the agency owners here, they're taking my course so that they can learn the strategy and how to come up with their own strategy.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a really good question. And like I said, niching down, guys, I fought it for so long. Like now, my niche isn't even, I'm not a Facebook ads agency, right? Because to get my clients 30 to 40 calls a month, that might entail Instagram ads. This might entail YouTube ads. YouTube ads right now are huge. So now I'm not even a Facebook ads agency. I'm an agency geared towards getting my clients 30 to 40 calls a month, right? Because what happens if Facebook ads go away tomorrow?
Mm-hmm.
Am I still going to have a business? Yes. Because I'm just going to find another means to get my clients 30 to 40 calls a month.
Okay. Yeah, the niching thing takes time. It's hard.
It took me a year.
Yeah.
Just to get this far. Because when I first, and Penny's not on the call anymore, but when Penny first started my program, we had e-com people in there. We had coaches. I had a pole dancing owner in the group. I mean, I had all these like different, and you know how hard it was for me to try to pivot for every single strategy.
Yeah.
Now, inside this program, I know I'm dealing with either two kinds of people: agency owners who want to learn how to do this, or the coaches who want to learn how to do this. But it's agency owners who are geared towards whatever, right? So I'm still teaching the same thing. People come into this program just so that they can get like my documents and my everything that I use for my agency, like literally just to
do their own thing with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone else have any questions? Really good questions here today. Today was a really good masterclass, and I'm working on getting more experts here for you guys, because I think these are the classes where you guys really I think light bulbs go off. No one else has any more questions? Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being here. And of course, me and Maria are having a really kick-ass event, and I can't tell you guys enough. I'm super excited about this, because you know what, people pay me $9.97 a month and the $29.97 a month. I'm going to literally do that for whoever's coming to this event in 2 days. So I'm literally going to give them my book a call funnel, or my agency funnel. I'm literally going to do their Facebook ads in there. We're actually going to launch their ads. I'm going to help them shoot their content. I'm bringing all of my gear that's laying down right there. I'm bringing my gear. So we're only taking a certain amount of people, because I am shooting your videos for your content, your funnels. I'm doing your Facebook ads for you. I'm doing your funnel for you. So you're literally going to leave this event with an entire marketing in a box pretty much. But anyway, if any of you guys are interested in that, just throw a line to me and Maria. But anyway, yeah, this was freaking fun. I had a blast, and I will see you guys in the group. But if you guys have any requests for master classes like this, or have any experts that you guys would love for me to bring in, I'm all ears. This group right here, guys, is what you put into it. You're going to get out of it. And so the more questions that you ask, the more information that you guys ask. I'm never going to tell you guys, no, I'm not going to show you that. So again, whatever you guys put into this group, you guys can get whatever you want for $7 a month. So just take advantage of it, guys. You guys have an amazing day.
Thanks.
You too. Thanks, Sarah.
Thanks.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.